Dale, if you don't care, can we all rise and we'll let Dale the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you. We thank you for this wonderful day. We thank you for being allowed to live in the greatest country in the world. We pray for the ones that make the decision, Lord, give them the knowledge and the wisdom to make the right decision that affects all of us. Again, we thank you for all that you've done for us. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Next thing, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Connie, if you don't care, if we all roll.
J.D. Barnes.
Here.
J.L. Bowen.
Here.
Dennis Cone.
Here.
Ron McKinney.
Here.
Mike Walker.
Here.
Chad Patton.
Here. All right, this form. Next is public comments. We have a total of 3 people to speak tonight. And the first one is Darrell Billings.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Darrell Billings. If you don't know me, I'm sorry. I've been here my whole life. Since I was born on the Hatton Creek Bridge in 1963, so I'm probably a true native of Powell County. But I am currently running for state representative in the 91st District, which encompasses Powell, Estill, and 11 precincts in Madison County. I spent the day in Madison County today with the Madison County Sheriff, and he took me around and introduced me about 69 deputies. We had a $7 million budget in Madison County for their sheriff's department, 69 officers. And I say that to say this. It's been 53 years since we've had state representation in Powell County. 53 years. 1972. We had a state senator in from Powell County. That's the last time we've had state representation. If we're going to continue to progress with all the beauty, with all the things that we have in this community, we're going to have a seat at the table down there to get more than crumbs. You know, we're not going to build this community any stronger, any better, any quicker without significant dollars. And the only thing I can promise you, if you'll support me in this endeavor, is that when I go to Frankfurt, I'll go to Frankfurt with every one of you. Each and every one of you, I'll go with you. You'll have my personal cell phone to contact me at any time, any place, for whatever concerns you. And I'll take 25 years of knowledge that I have of building relationships in Frankfurt, building relationships that I've built over the years in Powell and Estill and Madison. I'll take that to Frankfurt to make sure we get dollars back in this community. And I don't care what anybody says, you can send out all the proclamations in the world. But the job of a state representative is to bring dollars back to your community. And I can only promise you that I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. I have to make a correction that 4 people stood through. Next is Earl Moore.
Most of you probably know me. I've been around for a while. I've run for a few jobs, but I'm not running for nothing this time. I'm just here to kind of observe what's going on. I don't have the internet. A lot of people have that, but I don't have it, so I don't know everything that's going on. But usually this county, if everything in the world's happening, you'll hear it talked all over town, everywhere. Somebody's talking about how bad this guy done or what this, and I don't hear a lot of stuff. So that means everything must be running pretty good if you're not hearing nothing. Good news travels awful slow, but you let somebody mess up, you'll see how quick everybody in the county knows it. But anyway, really what I'm here for is the road system, county roads and stuff. I live on Neil Silver Road. It's a blacktop road, but it's a bad little old road. Hitting Estes Road, goes around the corner, comes back out on Little Hart Street. There's about 28 families lives out in there. And when it gets snowy, bad place to be. You get stopped up in there, you couldn't get in there, ambulance couldn't get in, police couldn't get in, no matter what. But anyway, I just want to thank them for the job they've been doing, coming out there and grading that road. Most time that road is better than the state highway. And that's the truth, you know. So that's what I'm here really to thank people that's responsible for that.
When you turn around and think that big red bearded thing,
I see them go by, they stood there, I think this morning. Yeah. With a salt truck, I spot them. But anyway, thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next is Crystal Eagle with American Red Cross.
Yes, I was told that you knew that I was coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just wanted to make
You
sure.
actually called and talked to me, didn't you? Or
Well,
something?
Lynn Washbin, Executive Director. I'm representing American Red Cross. I'm a CBL, which is a community volunteer. And my family is from Clay City, Powell County area, Wolf County, what have you. And I apologize, but as soon as I'm done, I'm going to a funeral in Hampton. So I'm not staying the whole time tonight. But what I'm here for is, in the last year, we've served over 11 families in the county. And it adds up to about $6,600. I'm gonna leave this with you. It's made out to the mayor this time. She meant to send me another one for you as well, but I knew the mayor was out of town, so. But I just wanted to come in person so you all would see me, because I want to be a part of, we do the smoke alarms in town as well. And I really love doing that. So we go in and make sure everybody has at least 2 smoke alarms, and we'll be doing that again this year. The last year, in the 11 families, we did about $6,600. So we're hoping that you all will donate the $2,500 back again this year, so that we come back into the community. But I also, if I can leave this with you and just make sure it gets in his hands, I also have the smoke alarm information on here, and one of the things that they're starting is a program for the kids in ages 3rd through 5th grade, and it's called the Pillow Project, and I'd love to see us start that here. And if you talk to Lynn, you can tell her that Crystal would be willing to come and help with that. But if you will have any opportunity to get this in the hands of your kids so they can start learning emergency responses as well, it's a great program. So with that, I want to leave this with you, and you all discuss that and let me know, and I just appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for your You're asking $2,500 donation to
It's a
American Red
$2,500
Cross.
donation to the American Red Cross, and that will serve again next year for the smoke alarms and any emergency opportunities that we do within this community. And it's all in writing in the paper that what we've done in the last year. I just don't want to take up too much time, but yeah, I can expand on it as much as you want me to.
Okay. Motion to,
Yeah, I make motion to do that.
I second.
okay, motion made by Brian, second by Chad. All in favor of donating $2,500 to American Red Cross, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time today.
Good job.
Thank you.
Take your money right away.
I appreciate it. Good night.
Good night.
Next is Sasha Bowlby. Sasha?
Joey and I wanted to come by tonight for the Stanton Tourism. I was recently appointed board chairman of the board for the Stanton Tourism, and so we wanted to come by tonight and just introduce ourselves for those of you who don't. Everybody knows Joey, I found out. I don't know if a lot of people know me, but I wanted to come by and introduce myself and just let everybody know that, you know, we've got a new group of board members, and so everybody really wants to work together with the folks of the community and really do some great things for the community. So one thing that we had on our list was to utilize that lot that's there across from the depot. So we've got some folks like the Annie Ann's pretzel truck and some things like that that are wanting to come out and set up in the community. So we were hoping that we could maybe use that lot from time to time to do that, to kind of put it in the center of town for everybody to kind of see versus putting it off-site, you know, maybe at the park or something like that. So it's a great little area to utilize, so we wanted to come by and see if that was maybe an option for us to use. And then again, just to introduce ourselves and just let everybody know we've been around to some of the different groups here in town, just to let people know that we're a new team and we really want to work together and do some great things for the community. So we appreciate the time, and then if Joey has anything he'd like to say.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
want
no.
to.
No?
I want to thank the judge for letting us speak tonight, and I want to thank Mr. Billings here. We've been to Parks and Recs meeting, we've been to the Lions Club meeting. We've got positive feedback working together. We're just going to keep going and to different meetings, but the big important thing is our local businesses, helping them grow. And
Mr. Billings, we talked with him and Jennifer, about the tournaments that come in for the kids out at the city park. The shortage is umpires, and they got this new league started for the training program for these Young Umpires Association. So we've met with Parks and Rec. Jennifer was there, Sasha, and what we've talked about is they're all reaching out to these guys through the KHSAA and making sure if they plan the tournaments, hoping to get the Cheney guy bringing maybe 27, 30 tournaments over here from Montgomery County that he normally has. He's already reached out to some of the Parks and Rec and said that he's interested. The Lions Club ball fields over there, we're looking at maybe revamping those and get those on those original ball fields, get those up and going, tie those in with the Stanton City Park, have numerous tournaments going on. You'll be utilizing the Lions Club Park along with the city park. So it's a win-win for the county and city. I want to thank the inmates that always comes out. Teddy, I was going to give you all the credit, but I can't. I got to thank Neil here, but I'm joking. But Neil's been gracious enough to send us anytime we need inmates to come out for the Stanton tourism, no matter what it is with the drive-in in town, putting up the Christmas lights, the inflatables, decorations. It's a partner thing that they always reach out and said, hey, what do you need? And like you said, we always provide lunch, make sure that the guys are fed. But there's a lot more to it. Our local businesses right now, they need not only the support, but we need people to take care of our local people here to have things to do as far as events and bring in the tourists as well. Because this is the gateway to the gorge, exit 22 is. Mm-hmm. And if everybody's working together, the county, Clay City, and Stanton, you got 3 tourism, we can all get this done, working together. We didn't come here, like you said, asking for any funding or anything. We're just saying that we want to partner and work together and come back to more meetings. And the Lions Club, like you said, we definitely want to work with them. Kiwanis, we're looking at Christmas, possibly bringing in an ice skating rink for the month of December. That would partner with the Kiwanis for their Christmas parade, and that'd be the first time ever they've had, it's a synthetic ice. And it'd be at the city park, but it would be utilized for different groups that would be coming in to use, whether it be church organization or school systems. We're going to reach out to our art program about doing maybe like a mural or something, whatever it may be. I know Miranda's worked on that as well, but we just wanted to involve the arts department with the school. Any events we have at the drive-in, we're going to reach out to the band, other entities, and ask them if they're willing to help. They get a contribution to the tourism for volunteering to help with any events that we do, whether it's parking cars, whether it's just making sure that people have the seating, the concession. We use the Parks and Rec workers there. So we're ready to get things rolling here pretty soon. We'll have our Derby's Day event in May, but we're going to have probably something before that. And like I said, Sasha just got elected chair lady, appointed, and overwhelmingly support. She's done a great job reaching out to everyone, whether via through internet, social media, whatever it may be, keeping the group informed. We have a meeting Tuesday at 6:30. So just come out, like you said, and see what's going on with our tourism. But like I said, we want to work all together, Stanton, Clay City, and Powell County together. And Teddy, we thank you all again, because you all, like you said, we couldn't do it without you. So because those
well,
guys
as long as we have them available, we're more than glad to help you all.
But they've always, like you said, everybody that's come out, one of the favorites is Moose.
Oh yeah, he's wonderful.
And but taking everything down, but I know, like you said, I don't want to hold up any more time. But thank you.
Well, the reason I said it always available, because statewide, it's hard to get state inmates right now. And level 1s is what we send out to work. It's a struggle every day to get them. So if we ever deny anybody inmates, it's just because we don't have them. So as long as we got them, you're more than welcome to them.
And again, I see Ian's here. Like you said, he's always welcome or helping with the Kiwanis as far as the parking of the vehicle. Like if we're out in town, he's come out. When we've put the lights up, he even brought ice cream to all the inmates. So he brought ice cream to inmates and all the workers and everything up there. So with that being said, just Kevin, County, thank everybody here. But again, I want to thank Mr. Billings. He's already let us know that he would be working with the tourism and all entities as well. So I feel like the same thing. I don't want to get political, but I know that if we've got someone here local, I know that he will do what he says. And I feel like he can bring a lot of growth into this community and into our county. So I just want to end with thanking that.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Thank
Joe.
you all.
We appreciate you. Both of you doing an excellent job, and I like all the Valentine's decoration stuff around the city and stuff.
Thank you, Joe.
All right. Anybody have any discussions on allowing them to use that corner lot over across from Burt Marshall building?
Oh, there ain't no label. He said. I'll make a motion.
Motion made by JL, second by Mike. All in favor to allow them to use it, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank
All
you.
right, you will. Next thing we'll do, we'll skip around just a hair. Time problems. Ian Morton, we'll let you come on up.
I was giving to Eddie earlier. I spoke to Sheriff Rogers due to some infrastructure on Axons, who the taser manufacturer provides tasers for law enforcement. They're no longer making two of the variants or parts for those in the near future. So I spoke to Sheriff Rogers and helped him put together a grant proposal through the LEAP program, which is the Department of Homeland Security. You have the packet in front of you. All we need from the county is just authorizing Judge Jacob Barnes to sign documents related to that grant moving forward. The total for the grant covers, I think, $34,000 off the top of my head of the tasers, which covers the taser itself, 2 cartridges in the battery, and a remainder out of 50,000, so it's like maybe 16, something like that, which the sheriff's department would have to pay. So it's a reimbursement grant, so out of the 50, they will be, the sheriff's office in the county will be reimbursed $34,000, and they'll still be on the hook for the 16. But they can pay that over a 5-year period still. So, but we have to get approval from Homeland Security for that grant, which is a matter of you all approving that.
Do we need a proclamation or anything on that, with the grant process?
It should be that resolution that's in there that you just put in the county and sign that. So that's all should require.
Yeah, that, you brought it down, and I didn't bring it up, I just had an extra copy.
I did not.
All right. Any questions on what Ian had, brought? Any motion made by Dennis, second by Dale, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Right. Now we'll get back up,
Will you, bring one down, test it on Eddie?
Sure can, yeah.
promises. All right, next is clerk's reports on the meeting minutes of the last meeting. Any questions on the minutes? Do I have a motion to accept? Motion by Dale, and second by Ted. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is bills submitted for payment. Any question on the bills?
I saw a couple of duplicates in there on the first page. There's water filters on there twice, and then drop cloths on there twice.
Did you see it?
I'll tell, Stephanie's the one that enters those, but I'll
Okay.
tell her to check on them.
Okay, we'll double check
What
on
was
that.
the vendor, Brian?
It was Ace Hardware for both of them, and one of them come out of different accounts, the same exact amount, the same exact item, so I don't know what that was.
All right, we'll check them for you.
Any other questions on the bills? Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Motion to accept by Brian. Second by Dennis. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Next is approval of treasurer's financial statement. Any questions on the financial statement? Can you get a motion? Motion made by Jail, second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is approval of treasurer's transfer or amendments. Any questions on the transfers or amendments? All right. Do I get a motion? Okay. Motion made by Dennis. Second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Any old business that we want to discuss? Doors, actually, I showed Robert a email from R&R. They said that the other people lied to them, and they're trying to get her money. But I think that's a lie itself. You know, it's only been going on for a little bit over a year, and they haven't got their money back. So, you know, with y'all's approval, I think we need to go ahead and start the process of civilly suing. Motion by JL, second by Brian. Before, Robert, do you have anything to say on it?
No, I think it's, you know, if y'all recommend to do that, I've gotten most of the information I think I need already.
We just need to get you a copy of the check.
I got it.
Did you get it? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Anything else? Next thing is department head updates, and we'll go ahead, and if you want to, we'll let Teddy and Neil start out.
Well, I'll let Neil do the talking and I'll just poke him when he says something I don't want to hear.
We're continuing to lose state inmates, and there's no draw anywhere in the state. A lot of different jails they're putting people off work. The only good thing we've got with our facility is we've got a 100-bed SAT facility, and it's completely full, and I don't see it not being full in the near future. And what happens whenever they graduate SAT is if they're level 1s or 2s, that's what we fill the RCC with, the work center. The work center is actually up to 30 from where it was down to 27, and it's a 42-person facility. So what that does, it affects the transfer station, it affects the animal control, Clay City, Stanton Park, it affects everybody because these guys put in a lot of work for the county. But if we ain't got nobody to work, then, you know, the county's going to suffer for it. So we're doing everything we can. We've got several classes that we've offered. We're one of a few jails that pretty much has an open education. We had one graduate today. We've got 6 graduating tomorrow from MRT. For each one of them graduates, that's $1,000 to us, to the facility. We can continue rotating that out. That's where the jail's at right now, is state inmates. It affects everything. It affects the phone funds, it affects the commissary funds, it affects everything across the board whenever you ain't got the population. Because there's nobody there to spend the money to do it. That's where we're at on the facility.
Is there a fix for that?
What?
Is there a fix for that problem? How are we not getting?
There's none to be had.
But I'm in a group chat with jailers across the state, and that's all we do all day long, like dogs or wolves tearing at a carcass. We're begging each other for state inmates. Hey, you got, even level 3s that nobody wants. I want any level we can get just to get the jail back up to where, because losing state inmates is losing revenue. I have also been looking into seeing what kind of hoops we got to jump through to get federal inmates to replace those with. And if the state levels come back up, we can keep our federal inmates, keep making money on them, and the other jails be glad to take steps. That way we won't get overcrowded. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a level of federal inmates?
Is there what?
Different levels of?
Oh, yeah. Any penal system has different levels, yeah. But we would continue to try to get what we want, just like to do with the state. We want level 1s all the time because they can work and whatnot. But anyhow, I'm not educated enough on the federal system to say much about it yet, but we are looking into it.
And the SAT does bring them in. the staff, if David hired since the Department of Corrections, we've got 5 empty beds, they send us 5 names, and the other facilities cannot hold them and keep them from coming to our site facility. They have to relinquish them to us, and that's why we go transport and get them and bring them back there as soon as we can, because it start, day one that they get there, it's generating revenue. Do you want me to talk about this?
Yes, please.
On a side note, everybody knows Susie Allen,
I'd hate to think somebody didn't know.
sweet lady, drove a lot of them to school, babysat a lot of them, whipped some of them. Susie's been with the jail since 2011. She's the backbone of the jail as far as financial. She handles every penny that comes through there, and her audits is always clean. You can ask Connie, they never have a problem with Susie's audits. Every penny's accounted for. If you don't bring her receipt, she will cut your head off. Because she wants everything. She don't want any kind of write-up or anything. So it's all, before she leaves, she makes sure she's got every receipt. So with saying
You know how valuable that is.
Susie's, back in 2018, 17, her husband passed away, Jimmy, and she had to take a substantial pay cut because of the widow's pension that she was going to collect. So she continued making what she was making. She wouldn't be able to collect her pension. So she went to part-time due to not being able to make a certain amount of money and draw the pension also. Her and the previous administration had an understanding that when she turned 66, she'd lose that pension and they would get her back up to the proper pay rate. Well, that's previous administration. I know that has no bearing on here, people come and go, and I understand that, that wasn't the governing body here that made that call. I wrote up a request and suggestion from Teddy and me and the whole jail staff to the fiscal court for her to get her up to what she needs to be able to make a livable wage. I think all the magistrates got a copy of it. If she went to full time at the rate of $18 an hour, it'd be $37,400 a year $37,400 a year plus benefits. If we done her a salary of $28,704 a year with part-time status, she would get no benefits, no vacation time, no sick time, no retirement. So she gets a lot of calls after hours, when she's off, from me. I call her a lot. Teddy, anybody that's in there working supervisor that has an inmate that's getting out, they have to get their check whenever they leave. So Susie will jump in her car, come in there and do a check for us to get them out of there. She watches every penny, and she doesn't collect time for that whenever she does that. We've got her computer made up that she can take home just to help us, more or less what it does, so we can call her and say, hey, can you see how much this guy's got with this account, or something's wrong with this account, he can't get on here and buy nothing on his commissary. She can get right on there and she'll call whoever, Well or Vend Engine or Combine, and she gets it straightened out right then. And so with the loss of the pension, she turned 66 last month. So that's what's brought us about. We knew it was coming, but that's what's brought all this about. And I would hate to lose her. I'd hate to see her struggle because she does such a good job for all of us. So.
One thing I'd like to add, Susie campaigned against me when I was running for jail. When I won, she was afraid I was going to fire her. I was afraid she was going to quit. So we both won. She stayed and I didn't fire her. She's been valuable to that jail.
Does this fit in that you have like a salary schedule?
It does not. Because that salary schedule is just strictly for deputies. what she does is office work. I've never had a salary schedule made up for the
Pay scale for that.
Never had a pay scale set up for that, because I never even entered my mind that we would need one.
How many positions like that is there?
Hers. That's why, you know what I mean, it never depended on me to, I mean, she's there and we ain't gonna make her leave, and I know she wouldn't wanna leave, so I never thought the reason to actually make her one. But, she is, you can ask anybody there, she's an invaluable part of the team there.
Can I say something?
Yes.
It wouldn't make any difference to me if you was paying me 3 days a week or 5 days a week. I do the same job, and that just makes sure it's done right. Even if I was home or I was at the gym, that's what he said, I don't care what. But to me, I'd rather have a certain amount of money for 3 days a week than I would make $41,000 for 5 days a week, because I can do the same job in 3 days a week and come back if I'm needed. Is that? But that being said, I did have to take a cut in pay just so I could survive. I drove a bus for 31 years, most of you know that. I retired from there, and then Jimmy died in 15, which gave me not a lot of options. I was only 57. So I had to wait 3 years there to be able to draw anything, which made me go ahead and retire from the school, retire from the jail, stay home just so I could get an extra check. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, if it ain't there, it just ain't there. You know what I mean? I'll still do the same job. I'll go back to work tomorrow, do the same thing I'm doing right now. But I'm just asking.
If y'all would appreciate it.
Thank you.
If y'all look on that list I gave you, in 2015, 8/21/2015, she's making $28,662 a year. If you look there 3 years later, that's whenever it went down to $14,749 when she had to, you know, take a pay cut. And
One of the things I'm looking at here, and like you and I discussed today,
Yeah.
you know, right now, is it okay if I tell them what you make?
Do what?
Is it
Oh,
okay
I
if
don't
say
care.
what-
I don't care.
You know, right now, she's making $16 an hour. And, you know, we had talked about, you know, Neil asked for a $4 an hour increase, you know, $20. You know, a lot of people says, $20 an hour, that's really good money. Yeah, well, it is, but whenever you're looking at part-time work, you know, it's not gonna be that much money. And also, you know, up here it says go full-time at $18 an hour, 37 forward. Well, you know, you're not looking at your benefits, you're not looking at your as far as your retirement, your medical, and all that. And, you know, part-time people, you can kind of go up a little bit higher because we're not paying their retirement, we're not paying for their medical and stuff like that. So, you know, like I told Neil today, you know, that you know, our budget's gonna be really tight right now. And I asked him, you know, if it'd be, you know, negotiable as far as right now going $2 an hour. And then, if, you know, with the court's pleasure, you know, in July 1st, you know, where the new budget takes over, that, you know, maybe we can go up a little bit more, maybe $2 more on that. Just how does the court feel?
So is she part-time right now or full-time?
Part-time.
She is
Part-time
part-time.
benefits?
But if
So
I
she
don't
makes a
get
salary
a decent
now.
raise, I'm gonna have to go full-time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
full-time then,
Yeah.
at $18 an hour, it's gonna cost the county
You work 100 hours a month,
$37,000.
you have to get benefits, don't you? Is that-
Anything greater than $100.
Okay.
Anything.
How many hours are you working right now?
I work 24 hours a week.
Oh, okay, so you're
Yeah.
staying under the
90
threshold.
3 days a
96
week.
hours.
Yeah.
So, you know,
She works more than that, but that's, you know.
Yeah.
me personally, you know, I like the $4 an hour. I think it's gonna save us a lot of money. Because if we go to 37, you know, we're gonna have to spend a lot more money as far as benefits and stuff.
And that's where I'll be. I'll have to go full-time to get where I need to be to make a living, you know what I
So
mean?
the salary would save the county a lot of money. I mean, it would save a lot of benefits, and I'm saying this for her second year, because, I mean, she don't care about getting the benefits. She's not interested in that, but if we did have to take her full-time, you know, you have to honor the benefits, and like Ed was talking about today, it would cost you more to do that, and she knows we're already in a tight squeeze right now, so She's offered up the salary. Of course, you know, the salary, wouldn't be based on hours. It'd be, this is what you get it'd be broke up into 26 pay periods, and this is what you get every pay period. She wouldn't be punching the time clock. She'd just come in there like she has been doing. Some people abuse salary. Y'all know it as well as I do. JL probably has seen a lot of it with salary people. I know he's worked with them. I do not believe that she would ever do that. She would do just the opposite, just to keep somebody from saying that.
Well, the way I look at it is you about have to have somebody in that position, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
So if she didn't want to do it, we would have to go out, at least start out at $37,000 a year to try to get somebody. I'm sure. Or more.
You know, it's an accounting position, so I mean, you got to, it could cause us to get fined or in a lawsuit.
I watched her cry the other day for hours over 63 cents until she found it.
She lost her mind.
The whole, well, that was about 10 hours.
Oh yeah, she lost her mind over it. Called people, and what happened was somebody.
The state.
Yeah,
The state.
somebody had made a mistake. It was the state that had done it. It was 73 and should have been 60 or something like that. Oh, it was.
It was 7 cents, it's supposed to be 70 cents, they put it right, but you don't wanna call the state and call them out and make them mad. So I had to find somewhere that 63 cents has come from. You can't just put it in, it's in numbers, guys.
So you still.
If it's 1 penny off, it's in numbers, it's not, I can't add it,
I just
and make it
proposed
right.
the salary there.
Mhm.
The salary, just not even an hourly rate, just a salary to where there's nothing.
That's what I've been thinking.
It almost be like a contract.
Yeah.
Well, let me see.
I'm not that rigid, but I don't.
Yeah, that's me. As far as the salary, I really don't. Yeah, I think the hourly rate would be safer. I don't think that you can do a
Well,
salary for.
what if we can divide this up among the, whatever hours?
It's $23 an hour.
If you divide it up,
If you worked 24 hours a week,
if you do it on.
And that, if you done it on that 27,000 a year. If I go full-time, then it's gonna be at $18 an hour, which is.
so at
it's gonna be
$23 an hour,
37,000.
24 hours a week is what you need.
Huh?
$23 an hour at 24 hours a week. Just like
Which is
you.
less money than if I go 5 days a week
Right.
and do the same, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
I
can do
think
the
that's
same
what they were
job.
looking for, was an hourly figure they could give you that would satisfy you, that would keep them from hiring you as a salaried position.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, the salary position is.
Yeah, I don't need to be
I don't know.
salary, I pay, don't matter to me, I
So,
don't know what I do.
we
The only
would
other
like-
option would be a contract employee, she probably don't wanna go that route.
No,
No.
but if, what if we had her working 24 hours a week as an hourly employee at 23 an hour, that would satisfy,
That'd be the
that
same
would put it
27.
around that number, 27,000 a year versus the 30-something thousand a year and benefits, right?
You know, I don't wanna point fingers at anybody, but when I came in this office, almost 13 years ago, there was $10,000 underneath the trunk of a car that they didn't even know hadn't been deposited in the bank. There was never a receipt book. And you know what I'm talking about. Money missing, stuff taken out of commissary. Taxes not paid for over a year. I had to call Joelle. I didn't go to school to be no accountant. I went in there to sell barbecue potato chips in LA. And I got a garbage bag full of receipts and an auditor and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I done it for whatever money they gave me. And I would do the same thing today, whatever. And I'm gonna do the right job regardless of what y'all do. It's gonna be different, you know what I'm saying?
Quit saying that was legal. You want them to think you're legal.
They're gonna do what's gonna do anyway.
No, if it's a part-time position, you don't need a contract. It's just like anything else, just as long as you don't work over that 100 hours a month, that's fine. Anything over that 100 hours a month, we have to pay,
I don't do that.
benefits and stuff.
96.
And the retirement board and stuff is very, very, strict about it. They send in, somebody worked over half an hour 1 month. And, well, that was with the court security officers. Was it? Dog pound. Yeah, leave the dog pound, we're good. But anyway, we can do,
Can I go to work?
part-time, basically, it's up to y'all, whatever you want to give as a raise.
I'm fine with what they're asking.
27.
Is it 20?
So maybe
Well,
what do you ask for?
It's 23 an hour at 24 hours a week?
Okay.
Is that what, yeah.
Is that what we come up with?
Here's the difference. If you pay the 28,000 for the 24 hours a week, if you pay her $19 an hour for the 1,248 hours, is 23,712. And you're talking about $3,300.
Yeah.
$4,000.
Well, for the job and stuff she does, I deal with it. I'm gonna make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion made by Dennis, second by Brian to accept, $23 an hour at, for 24 hours a week. No greater than 100 hours a month.
Right.
Thank you all.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all. Y'all work.
Y'all not done yet.
Southern Health.
Southern Health Partners. Do you want me to talk about this, or you want to talk about it?
Well, I'll start out and I'll let you add.
All right.
Back about, in December 2023, we noticed that we were getting large bills from Southern Health, added up to about $67,000 a month. After looking into Southern Health, we had noticed that the contract hadn't been upgraded or renewed since 2011. We were paying right at $500,000 a year on the healthcare. And so the jail and us, we got together and started talking about it, and we came up with a new contract. And their contract right now runs from March to March. And so what we're wanting to do is extend this contract from March to July. That way we can get it on a budget year. It's impossible to do the budget on this. So one of the problems, well, actually multiple problems that we've seen is that in 2011, they had 130 inmates, well, actually 120 inmates, and anything over that 120, they charged $1.48 per day per inmate over that. And they had a $30,000 cost pool. And anything over $30,000, well, guess what? We had to pay it. So that's, and then they had a basic, their contract was 24 or $240,000. So it was, it was killing us, especially whenever the jail built a new part. It went from 120 up to 130 to now 240.
Yeah, we had as many as 306.
Yeah. So we're paying over that overage from 120. Well, let me take it back. You all did amend it a little bit, went to 130. But we were paying overages from 130 to up to 300 people per day. And $1.48. So it was killing us.
What's the hospital was only $30,000.
Yeah.
And you take 3 major illnesses, that wipes $30,000 out. So after that $30,000 was wiped out, and it's all it is like a savings account for us, we're paying every bill in bill. So the first 3 months of it would look pretty good, 4 months or 5, just however long, would look pretty good. But after that, you're paying the whole thing. And it's not spread out in 12 months. It's spread. You get a bill this month for $50,000. Guess what? That bill's $50,000 this month. You might not get one with $20,000 next month, but you're still paying that $20,000 plus your normal monthly rate, which average, which was $20,000. So you have a $40,000 bill, and
so it was basically killing us.
Yeah.
It was killing our budget. So Neil and Paul with Southern Health and myself and Dennis and Dale, we got together, started talking about a new contract. That's one of the things. I don't want to amend the old contract or anything like that. I want a new contract. And so we've talked about extending kind of amending this old contract until July 1st. And at that point, we're either agreeing to a new contract with Southern Health or we'll find somebody else. But Southern Health has now did us a little bit better. We went from $1.48 cents per day on inmates down to $1. The daily population went from 130 inmates up to 240 inmates before they start charging overages. So that's going to save us a lot of money. Our cost pool went from $30,000 up to $100,000 now. And overall cost, it's going to, with everything combined, it's going to cost us right at $32,000 per month.
And saves us probably about $100,000.
Yeah.
If it keeps going the way it has been going, of course, with fewer inmates, you have fewer costs. So we've got fewer inmates, and anything at the end of the year that's left in that cost pool, if we don't spend it, we can either roll it over into the next year or get it checked back, which we talked about maybe doing it over the next year.
Kind of works like a,
Thank you all, thank you
kind of
all.
works like a health savings.
That's what it is. That's what it costs for. It's a savings plan where you ain't got to pay the brunt of the bill. And I mean, you all know how medical bills are. We've got two over that cost us over $100,000.
And one of the things, correct me if I'm wrong, since 2011, it's probably cost us around $1.2 to $1.4 million.
Yeah, because it hasn't been,
You know, that's,
we've not updated it.
We've lost it.
We've walked right on down the road. You know, in 2017, December 2017, we opened up a new park and, you know, went from 130 cats to 250 just within 2 or 3 months, and nothing changed. Not the allotment, not the cost pool, nothing. It should have increased drastically at that point, but it never did.
So right
And I don't know
now,
why. I can't tell you why. I would.
yeah, so we're here now trying to correct this.
Yep.
Correct the problem and go on. So
Let
we're
me
looking
answer
at,
the question.
yes, sir.
If we go until July, what you got here, does that still give us the option to shop around?
Yes, and part of that contract is that we have a 60-day grace period. If we want to opt out or anything like that, we have 60 days to opt out at any time. So if we come up today and say, hey, 2 months, we're over, then we're allowed to do that.
She's put everything in there to where she gave us a way out in case we chose to go a way out. But, you know, if it ever comes to that point where we're close or want to weigh options with Southern Health versus 2 or 3 others, I'd really like to talk to y'all first and make sure you understand and are educated on what all they do.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with competition.
They're had competition.
Well,
Keep everybody honest.
And that's what I talked to Paul about is that we are going to contact other people as far as quality correctional and Triple C and all that to see what they can offer. Based upon what I'm hearing is Southern Health is a good organization. I talked to Todd Ruckle with the Kentucky Association of Counties Judge Association. He says it's good.
According to this, they should really love us.
Oh yeah, they should. But anyway,
They helped us a lot.
and what's going to happen here is on this new contract, this is just going to be an extension until July 1st. July 1st, the new contract goes into effect. $32,000 a month is what we're going to be paying for healthcare for the inmates. We're going to be saving $120,000 a year on this new contract. So, from here until July 1st, it's going to be, what do we say, spread $32,075 a month. And
Well, I'm basically looking at 2 years, that was my first year. But how and why somebody didn't see this or question this since 2011? That don't make sense.
I agree. But now that it's here,
Yeah.
we're gonna fix it. We can fix it, and that's the main thing. So, I guess right now, I need a motion, unless there's any more discussion on this.
I'll make a motion as long as we can shop around.
Well, what this is from here up until July 1st, this is just an amendment, extending on this contract.
Just so we can line it up with the budget.
Is there,
Is that right?
Well, I think you can do that, but I mean, are you saying that this contract with them expires July 1st?
yes, it will
You're
expire.
saying you're gonna get a new one?
Yes.
That's gonna require a lot of work. I mean, because you don't, what I would suggest is you don't want to get in a situation where you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well,
for that, you know.
no, well, one of the things on this is, this extension is, you know, they basically already have us a new contract in hand, you know, and
Yeah.
like I told them, you're gonna have to approve it before we do anything on that, but this is just an extension of the old contract with new prices.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just saying we need to make sure that we don't ever end up in a situation where that's expired, where we don't have anything in place, you know. I mean,
Well, that's something that we've talked about. They're all about working with us and stuff.
Okay.
You know, I think, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I think they're more worried about, us ditching them than them ditching us.
She was very open about, I mean, if it was, of course, she would tell you, hey, you need to do this, and you need to do that, if you're gonna try to do this, and it was to no benefit of her, but it helped us save money. And she done all that, house bill money, that, COVID money, she got every penny of that herself for us. And it wasn't even nothing to do with some health partners, it was just money that was out there that the state had, and she done all the paperwork, got all the receipts from the courthouse, and filed every bit of it, it's like $210,000. She done all the legwork herself. So she, Paula, I mean, you sell yourself, you don't sell your company. You know, I worked at Worldwide for 25 years, I never once sold Worldwide equipment, I always tried to sell me. And you do business with people that take care of it. Yeah. And she retired from the Department of Corrections, so she knows every angle.
Robert, do you have any questions or anything on it that we need to look up for you?
No.
So, I guess now, just to extend this until July 1st, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Jael, second by Dennis. All in favor for extension of this contract, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries.
With that being said, Neil and Teddy,
It's Neil.
It's Neil, which is the way it usually is. But, as we looked around, would you please share that if there's other options out there? I mean,
So.
I know she's probably a good person.
In June of this year, I think you're gonna be with me.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna bring you. Me and you'll walk around to each one of them, and if you get a card. And Mike's been to a bunch of them, Ben's been to a bunch of them, Chad's been to a bunch of them. Every one of them is down there trying to build the product. So I'll put you in front of every one of them.
Okay.
And let you get all the information you can. That would help, I believe. I mean, it don't leave much time between June and July to get contracts, but they can get them drawn up pretty quick.
Yeah.
If we decide we want to quote on this one, whenever we leave the conference down there, they can have it sworn within a week or two.
Yeah, I worked in the road building industry. We worked on out before we could
Yeah.
back turn around. So I get it, I
So,
understand.
yeah, I'll introduce you to everyone.
Yeah, I personally would like to look them in the eye and maybe tell me through the light to me.
Yep. And so we'll go down and talk, I'll take you to every one of them.
Okay.
Anything else, Neil?
I don't believe I have anything else.
We got
Susie?
No.
We don't have nothing, just a hug or something, right?
Thank you.
What about
Oh, Kim.
South County?
Well, I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay.
I thought it was already done. Kim Banks. So whenever we hire someone for our SAT program, the SAT position, council position, is you got to have a bachelor's in order to be able to do this, to be a counselor. We've got 4 of them. The pay rate there is $20 an hour for a SAT counselor, which is, for a bachelor's, It's low, but that's, you know, that's what they all agree to, that's what we pay. So whenever we hire somebody new, we'll hire them in at $18 an hour. Within 6 months, if they stay in good standings, kind of a probationary period, we'll give them another dollar, make them $19 an hour. After their year, they get $1, and it takes them up to the SAT pay rate, which is $20 an hour. We don't give them everything going into it, because if you do that, you got nowhere to go. So, and we do it based on merit. See if somebody's in, you know, in for the long haul or not. You'll know within probably 6 months whether they're gonna make it or not. So her 6-month probation is up in 13. So in order to get her on this payroll, it would have to go into effect on February, I believe, the 3rd or 2nd on there. Second. So that's what we're presenting, is to give her the 6-month probationary increase.
Has there been a policy 6 months?
We've not had an update to the policy manual since we've started doing that. We need to present a new policy and procedures manual to you all also, and voted on and updated. That is something that's not been done since 2019, and a lot of things have changed since COVID. A lot of our rules and regulations from the Department of Corrections and the state has changed, and it needs to be voted on at least by the beginning of the fiscal year.
So we're going to go up from $18 to $19 number, is that correct?
Go from 18 to 19. That would be your 6-month probation. After the year, you know, it would be another $1, which would get us to 20.
So that's your recommendation for this council?
It is.
So that's in your budget too,
That's
right?
David, yeah, that's David Harrod's recommendation. Yeah, the pay for the townships is 20. So even though it's budgeted for that, we don't start them out with that.
Any other discussion on?
I'll make a motion.
Motion.
I'll second
by Chad, second by Brian. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries.
That is all I have. Thank you all.
Let's see, who else we know? Let's go. Oh, okay.
Tell Katie, I think.
Yeah.
Patrick?
Okay.
Good evening. As far as the road crew, I'm sure you all aware it's, you know, during the winter, it's one of our busiest times of year. We did have that one good little snow squall, but we made it through it. You know, we were starting with temperatures. We used a lot more salt than what we would do during so with a normal event. So we've replenished our salt supply. I would also like to publicly thank Red River Ranch as well as Blaze Trucking for their donations of salt that was on downed vehicles that they could not get back to the state. So big thanks to them. Also, with this last storm, we had no snow, thankfully, but we have had a multitude of stopped up culverts that we've been working with. We're going to have to continue to work with them probably for the rest of the week. We've identified several roadways that need the ditches cleaned on, so we're going to get those on the list and try to get those taken care of in the spring where it starts to dry up a little bit, which of course we can, if there's an emergency, we'll make arrangements to do what needs to be done to keep our roadways safe. But as far as that, we have a full crew now. Everything's going good. We're just going to keep doing the good work and try to keep the taxpayers happy.
What do we do at the REA coming through on Harrison Lane?
I've still got to actually reach out to Philip Blythe as far as that. I actually talked to him the other day and it slipped my mind to mention it to him because we had another issue with trees that were dead on a roadway that had a high potential of falling across the roadway. So I kind of made that a priority. Also, I would like to say that I was approached by a former employee in regards to part-time as-needed work when available. His name's Ryland Ledford. So
I checked with Stephanie and Connie, and the computer system he's labeled as terminated. It was my understanding with the previous administration that there was an agreement that he was to stay on as a part-time or seasonal laborer to assist when needed. But like I said, according to the computer, it shows him as terminated, so I've got him to reapply for being able to help us with some maintenance activities on heavy equipment such as our road grader and things of that nature. So I'd like to mention that to you all.
How's the other truck we bought, it worked out in the snow?
It'll work out good. We have not fully outfitted it yet. One of the trucks that had a transmission issue, we're reevaluating it to see if we can repair it also. I think I found a replacement transmission for $500, and it's actually quite a rare transmission. They're getting hard to find. So we are looking into that, which kind of brings me back to the Ryland thing. So.
You get the rack fixed?
We have not. I actually tried to reach out to that company that was to do the repairs, which they've been there and done their preliminary inspection and supposedly ordered parts. But I tried to reach out to them. It would have been yesterday, and got no reply from them. So I'll have to touch base with them again.
How many employees do you have now?
7, including myself.
January 1st, well, actually January 4th, where I took office, we had a total of 1 CDL driver at the road department. Now, how many do we have now?
We have 4 now.
Total 4, and we've got a program that we're going to get it 2 per year until we get it fully staffed as far as CDL. First 2 was Patrick and Stephen Haddix, and you know, I want to commend them for taking extra time to go over and get it. The road crew, you know, they're great. You know, they do a good, well, all the county staff does an excellent job. But they take pride in ownership of what they have and what they do. And, you know, thank you for doing a good job.
Yeah, I give nothing but good feedback. I thank you for coming out when we had the constituent, and I went with you, and we made them happy, and it was scary, but it was fun.
Yeah,
I won't let you go by yourself. I'll go with you.
Now you know what it's like on Sandy Mountain when it snows. Yeah, Dennis has been there also.
In 1979, I started that process. I've been on every mountain in this county at some point. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Too old now.
Dennis experienced it firsthand when it doesn't go so gracefully.
Anything else, Patrick?
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Tim?
I still got about $200-some thousand in recycling and composting grants to spend next few months. I laid on for 2 bids that was part of the original grant line on the composting. One was for Midnight Oil for 2 mulch boxes for the road crews flatbeds, and the other one is just the fabric that we'll use on the composting. I didn't get a chance to get them in the regular bills, so I need approval to. So, and the other thing I need approval on is that Optimus, it's part of our new curbside recycling. It's a Optimus route. It routes everything out. All we do is put the address in there. It tells me from A to B. See how long it takes me to do a route and everything. We've used it last 2 weeks, putting the curvies out, plus doing our first route in Clay City. It's been great. I don't like the price on it. It's $500 a year. But we still had a little over $500-some of the $30,000 that was given to us by Kentucky Beverage to go towards this program. So it's not going to cost county nothing out of pocket.
Was it like a software program?
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that in mind, you got an application of my son. He's been my IT guy for 9 years. We've not paid him a penny. This program, he's having to do a lot more work. And I'd like for him to be hired on as the IT guy. He probably ain't going to get 10 hours a month at $12 an hour, what we hire on part-time. So But it's a whole lot easier than me trying to scratch my head and figure out how to put it on that program.
Notice how you.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
But this month we had 82 Kirby's. Next month, starting the month out, we're up to 102, and I probably sent 15, 16 people to Marlene today.
You're not paid money enough.
Well, I see that also, you paid. But with the thing that's on Facebook that Kentucky Beverage put on there, it's a great thing. And we probably had close to 170 people that signed up for it. The problem is it don't show that it's a $10 service charge month for us to come picking it up. So we've had roughly 30, 35 people that's backed out of it because they don't want to pay $10 a month for a bi-weekly pickup. So,
How many people does it have to have in order just to break even on the budget?
what I've seen so far, we're breaking even right now. We're really above even. Because when I done the Clay City route, it was 35 stops in Clay City. I burned less than a quarter tank of fuel. Took 4 hours to do the run, and we bought in a little over 300 pounds of recycling. So, tomorrow we've got the rest of them all in Natural Bridge, Stanton area.
Somebody left a bunch of beer cans in my yard.
Did they? Now, that was one of the problems. That's one of our problems we've had. I've had 3 or 4 call me. They're setting their Kirby's out with their Rumpke Kirby's. So Rumpke's automatically picking them up and throwing it away. So,
Anything else, Tim?
nah, that's it.
So one of the first things is on the Optimus software. How do you feel about the purchase of it? I mean,
There's grant money for it, I mean.
well, this is going to be $500 a year throughout the whole. Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm not
think-
gonna make money anyway.
Yeah.
I think I can get the recycling grant next thing to pay for that, program. So, but this one's coming out of that 30,000 that we was given.
Make a motion to pay that.
Motion to accept, motion to buy the Optimus software by Brian. Second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. Next thing is on the application. Does anybody want to see his application? I'll be honest with you, whenever we pick these papers up, that's the first one I've seen it, so it's hard.
Hey, don't look at the writing on it, that's 5 minutes ago.
You sure it's not a doctor?
I make a motion.
I'll say.
How much an hour?
Yeah, how much?
$12 an hour.
That's
Motion-
part-time, right?
Part-time, motion made by Jail, is that correct? And then second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Is there a certain amount of hours a week?
Well, yeah, it's about 10 hours.
10 hours a month.
10 hours a month, yeah. So about $120 a month. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. What'd you sit down for?
I stand back
And I'm in the mood tonight that just to, we didn't get to kind of go over our progress last month about what we've done. Could you tell everybody as far as solid waste, the grants and stuff that you've got on the solid waste program?
We've totaled right at a little over $700,000 is what we're working on right now. And I've got grants coming up April the 1st. All these grants are due again in the state for next year's session.
And most of these grants were in 2023, right?
Yes, they're 22-23 fiscal year.
So, anything else?
Would you care to elaborate with the recycling, how that works in saving money? We make money off the recycle, but also save money on what we have to haul the trash off. We hope that's what that works out right.
Yes, everything we do, we try to fix it where we can get recycling, just like our dumpster rental we have. I'll bring it in, it's $200 and you get your first ton free. By the time I bring it in, we're making money already right there. But we'll dump that dumpster, my guys will go through there, pick the cardboard out, anything recycling, metal and all that, and we resell it all. Plus, we've got over 100 businesses that we have recycled containers to right now. And we're bringing in about 5 tons of cardboard a week.
I have another request for the cardboard trailer, if you got any,
What's that?
just a trailer for cardboard in it.
Well, I'm fixing, part of this grant money I've got to spend, I've still got to buy about 20 more trailers and 20 more green boxes.
The rest of the time saver, they're low.
Yeah, they've been on my case for 6 months to get them something. So, but,
After throw a bunch away the other day, and I actually took some of the Shane's and put it in.
and I do want to thank y'all for letting me buy the food and stuff for the inmates. They really, it's kind of hard to buy for 8, 10, 11 inmates $100 and make it last all week. And my wife's done a whole lot of cooking. I've done a whole lot of cooking, but we've tried to give them chili, spaghetti, just whatever we can to be different and plus keep us under, the $100 a week. Ain't me. Then the jail buys their food 1 day a week at Ed's. And the boys look forward to that. That's the 1 day a week that we actually eat out. Now, like tomorrow, my crew that be with me, we won't never have time to go in and get dinner. So I'll have to buy them something to eat tomorrow out in town. So, but they're all appreciative.
Recycling part is that we'll make money off $4 from that, and it won't be sold, have to be paid to haul the rumpke. It'll save us money that way too, correct?
It's not, as far as that goes, it's not saving us because the people that's got the Kirby's is the ones that got the rumpke service already. So actually,
I'm
it's,
talking about when it goes to the transfer station.
yeah, if it goes to the transfer station,
That's
it's,
what I mean.
yeah.
You go in there, like I normally do, I throw everything in and take it all at one time. But now I'm recycling, so that'd be that much you don't have to pay for to get rid of it.
Exactly.
That's the idea.
Yes. And if people brings loads up there that's half steel and half trash, if they got it separated, we don't charge them. We'll make them weigh in twice. And that way they don't have to pay for the steel. But if it's all one big mess, we're charging them, plus we're getting the money off the recycling and we go through it. So,
And again, I thank you for your attention to detail on this. I'm not a tree hugger, but I believe in recycling.
it's everybody I've talked to, and my poor wife, she has started because she said, it ain't right you promoting this and us not doing it at home. And I think Dale made a comment on Facebook. You're surprised how much recycling you have. It's a daily stuff. We went from 5 to 6 bags of garbage a week down to 2, 3 bags.
Same thing.
So.
And my recycle can is full.
People throw the beer cans out in my yard. I got a lawnmower.
But with the way the times is now, I mean, this was doing something we hadn't done.
Anything else, Neil? All right, thank you.
I think you throw a few down my yard.
Nathan, you want to update on the ambulance services?
Eddie, me, and a couple others went to North Carolina Thursday and Friday last week, got the new ambulance. It made it back, so that's good. Trying to get it in the system with KBs to get it in this state. Some of the paperwork wasn't notarized inside, right, so I had to send all the paperwork back. So just kind of holding up on that. Architect was, one of the architects was out today working and doing architect stuff, so we're getting closer on the building, I'm hoping. So we'll ask for a bunch of money. When they start demolition our building, we're gonna have to move out. We've come to an agreement with Stanton at $1,300 a month.
Yeah, Stanton Fire Department.
To rent space off them for $1,300 a month.
How many rooms is there?
No, there's 2 bedrooms, living room, yeah, 2 bedrooms, actually, 2 with showers and 2 without.
So the contract was done by 26 to 8 months, I figured 6 to 10 months. So I need your all's approval for it.
I make the motion, unless there's another alternative, but I don't know when you would be
Well,
able to.
one of the things that they looked into was a rental of a trailer.
Just rent like an office trailer, 2 bedroom, 1 bath office trailer, is $51,000.
We really.
You can build one for that.
Yeah.
We call it.
We got done with it.
You think they live in them containers, Ricky sells?
Yeah.
We got fire trucks.
So we're looking at about $10,000, for the rent.
Well, I just need your all's approval on that.
Motion,
I make motion.
motion,
Money staying in the county.
motion by JL, second. Brian second. Brian second, all in favor.
Don't worry about a button on there.
Signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Go ahead.
I'd like to get Brandon, I think that's people to do ambulance and stuff.
Yes, I was gonna say that. I'll be talking to Larry after this about the facility systems and stuff, so I was going to actually roll that into the ambulance work.
Be great.
One of the things on
Is
this
it
new
a brand new one, or is it the rebuilt?
Yep.
The box on it, the back of it is actually 22 years old.
Okay.
It's been refurbished.
And that's what I was going to say, that on this new ambulance that we purchased, a brand new one is a little bit over $250,000.
Yeah.
This one here, right at $150,000, so we've saved $100,000 on this ambulance. The ambulance service that we're going to tear down and rebuild, the county prior administration had purchased a piece of property up on Elkin Street. Architects designed that new ambulance service for $2.6 to $2.7 million. What we're going to do now is we're going to demo the front part of our ambulance service that's down 56 Atkinson Street, and we're going to leave the base, but we're going to demo the front, and it's going to cost us somewhere around $1.6 million. So we're going to save $1 million on the ambulance service. We've saved $100,000 on the truck there, and the ambulance service that's being built, it's coming through ARPA money, so it's not going to cost the county anything. It's through our
Ambulance was also purchased. Ambulance was also purchased.
Yeah, ambulance was purchased
Not
through
at the
ARPA
cost
also.
of the county at all.
So
American
Rescue Plan Act. Yeah. So, and the reason why I'm bringing this out is thanks to Mitchell and Brandon for being here to tell the public what we're doing. I want to show the public that our directors here, between the road department, solid waste, ambulance service, and dispatch, we're saving money. We've buckled down and we're just not out to buy anything and everything. We go shopping before we start buying. So we've saved a lot of money over the past year on a lot of different things.
Thing I'm most proud of is we got the Mercedes back.
Yeah, we did get the Mercedes back.
We just ain't buried it yet.
Anything else there?
I'm going to talk to y'all in closed session for 10 minutes.
Over the Mercedes?
Okay.
I'm going to bring it up to your house.
All right. Next is Justin with mapping.
Yep. So I've got this is a quote here that I've got from Joker Business Systems, and this is nothing that I'm asking for. This is just something to look to in the future. We've talked before about maybe getting away from bluegrass sand and going our own direction. GIS. That's just kind of a monster of a build of a computer. I told him to quote the best of the best and kind of give us a ballpark figure on what we're going to be making money if we decide to go this way. That's not a set price on something to build for what we would go with, but that kind of gives us a ballpark figure. That doesn't include the software, but I imagine with what we're paying Bluegrass Ad and not really getting the results, that I may be able to purchase this as a one-time and save some money in the future with me doing it. That's just kind of where we're at on. I'm actually waiting on the state to get back with me over the software, so get a price for everything for next time.
We may have it with Bluegrass saying James was, I understand he said Austin was no longer there. We're getting the same result with James. I mean, we're going to help and that.
We'll take care of that.
You know, that payment he came down, it's still, we're not getting the bill, so.
Hey, what about that grant we got from Justin Perrin for internet security and stuff? Did they buy this computer, that money, or?
We talking about?
Just.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, and that's one of the things I was gonna bring up, that, we did get a $94,000 grant, through Kentucky Homeland Security for cybersecurity. And, that's gonna pay us a, IT guy, security person, along with a lot of computers, firewalls, you know, and I'm not an IT guy, so we're talking about that, I'm sitting here acting like I do, but I don't. But, anything to do with cybersecurity, they're gonna pay for us. They're gonna have somebody here on staff to do anything and everything. And that person is Mike Johnson with Joker Solutions. So, we did get that. We will probably be able to purchase some stuff out of that credit with that, so. Yeah. Anything else, Justin?
No, this is just, I do want to add that this is not something that's just set in stone. This is, I told him, and he even said in the email when he sent me this is kind of overkill. This is basically one of the most expensive that we could go to see the limit there of what we're getting. So we may be able to even do something cheaper, but I still think we'll come out ahead.
And that's one thing I want to say, kudos to Larry and Justin on the mapping. Justin is over the mapping. They're kind of like Bobsy twins. They work good together. But where we came in here, we had a lot of obstacles. And if you don't care to tell them about the one that you had the other day about mapping, and this is it's funny, but it's scary. Yeah,
You talked about the one that I had today.
About the one that walked out to the driveway.
Oh, that was this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a lady reach out to me about an address today, and she was kind of confused on the first part of our conversation as to how she got her address, and she told me, she said, I need to call 911 back so I can stand at the end of my driveway, and you'll give me a number range, and we'll pick the number from there. And I said, no, you need to come in, bring me your documentation. We'll get you on the math. It's a math formula that we actually calculate. She was confused. She said, well, the last two addresses that I got about 3 years ago, she said, I called 911, stood at the end of my driveway. They give me a number range, and I picked it for both of these. So that's just one that we face that every day. We're trying to get some of these cabins. We actually went up to one yesterday. Me and Larry did. It's about four or five cabins, all using the same address. We run into that daily, just trying to get everything straightened out for emergency services.
And that's one of the things, that they do work hard about trying to do the right thing. And, again, I can't say enough about the directors and their employees, because all of them do an excellent job. And anything else?
Nope, that's all I got for right now.
Let's see. Make sure it is Larry.
And we may add.
Okay, thank you very much, Larry.
We do have a mapping order, address ordinance. Since Eddie took office, we do have an address ordinance in place, where all numbers are posted. Anybody who gets a new address, he gives them a copy of the ordinance with the requirements. As far as the dispatch center, Eddie's want to go back to the year in review. January 4th of 23, or January 3rd, I guess, of 23. The dispatch center had
one certified dispatcher, one dispatcher that was delinquent. As of today, all the dispatchers, with the exception of one, is academy trained through DOCJT. The one question is waiting on an academy date, which has been set to attend. Before the evening's over, anyone wants to can do a walkthrough. There is a complete new CAD system from CIS, no cost to the county. It is a grant that was wrote to the 911 Services Board. It bought all new monitors, switches, keyboards, hardware, and your all's packet, you'll see there is Mike Johnson did install that for us. It's up and running. There'll be a new program that'll actually go on to that in the coming days. We have a training officer on site that no longer has to, we don't have to have CIS to come here. Tish trains on site to the CAD system. What we've started here lately, and I got with Mitchell as well, about a lot of these counties post on their Facebook page that calls for service. We started in January. In the month of January, there was 999 CADs made out of these two stations. 124 of those calls were the Clay City Police Department. 235 of those calls were for Stanton Police Department. 299 calls were for the Powell County Sheriff's Office. 33 calls for Clay City Fire Department. 41 calls for Stanton Fire Department. 18 calls for Middle Fork Fire Department. 39 calls that were animal control related, and 2 calls for the search and rescue. As I've come to you all before, these dispatchers were $10 an hour. Your all's administration, along with Eddie's administration, raised it to $12 an hour. Now we're up to the $13 an hour. It's been great. You know, the people have really stepped up, and you know, I can't say enough of these dispatchers. You know, they work around the clock, you know, holidays, nights, weekends. And like I tell them all, it's not what I've done, it's what they do, because they're part of this group. You know, some of our people's not local. They come from other counties, so they travel for the money. And, you know, a lot of them can go to other towns, $7, $8, $9 more on the hour. They choose to come here. I mean, the work environment, that's what we have. And you know, I just like to invite everybody in and let Brandon look at it tonight, if he doesn't mind. Do some pictures. You know, we put into this grant. Eddie got with the governor's office, you know, in our time of really need, fixed it. I mean,
Not add, this thing went down sometimes.
Oh, several times.
Yeah.
We stayed several nights here because the system would go down. With the phone system even, it's already paid for. CSET funded 22,000. The county funded 44 more. We will have a complete new phone system. The one we have now operates on Windows 7. It's paid for. It's just we're waiting on AT&T. There'll be 3 stations in there. There'll be the 3 consoles. There'll be phone and radio on all 3 of those consoles. And
Yeah, time frame on that?
they've done a section of their parts. AT&T's come put a switch in, and it's waiting on the next vendor and the equipment to come in. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, before spring. I know spring's just a couple of months. Also, it's CSEP leagues. Me and Justin are going to start attending the city council meetings. As we spoke, somebody has to help. We've got a proposal from Mike Johnson that we'll look at in the next budget. This is just to maintain our computer systems in here with firewalls and things like that. There's a lot of sensitive information is in there. I'll get Justin, if he doesn't mind, to give everybody a copy out. We're not asking for that for now. We're looking for that in coming up in the new budget. And it's not if we need it, it's we do need it. And you know, it's just some ballpark figures, what he's looked at, that we're going to need and put in place first. But with the grant Eddie's talking about on the Homeland Security, when that first came out, we had talked to the 911 Service Board. They were really, how can he say it, stood a lot of out to itself to get that. And now that it's came through, he's made a lot of calls to make these happen. So we're thankful for it. The grants we get are no match. The county has to put no money forward. They're all 100% matched, or they're all 100% paid for by the state.
I just want to make a comment as a magistrate. My first year as a magistrate, been involved in emergency services my whole career as a county. And understood what the 911 system, remember when it was in the closet of the sheriff's department. Or I remember when it was at the old jail, the old break here. And then all the laws have changed. I was lead director here during 9/11. Everything changed at that point. Homeland Security took over lots of hoops to jump through. And me being a new magistrate, hadn't been in here probably 2 weeks, and you get the message. And that's one thing I commend you for letting us all know. But it's a scary thought. I just got done this scary thought, and the 911 system is gone. Down. So we're sitting here. Can you care to tell the public what the backup system was?
I probably shouldn't name the county that it was, but I will tell you this system backed up to a county that was not the Powell County Sheriff's Office. It was a southern county down in Kentucky.
About 5-6 counties away.
Several counties away, yes, sir. Justin is winning. We pull numbers now to supplement, and Connie gets the payments for the 911 funding off the cell phones. We were going to Frankfurt to a budget meeting last February. We get an email that the county lost all the funding because of not being updated. Took a few emails, a few phone calls, that got reinstated. Justin sent some new data up the other day, so hopefully in the year 24 into 25, the revenue will go up because the more calls that we're getting out, the more equipment, the more up-to-date equipment that we do have, the more trained staff. We'll be honest with you, that House Bill 373 could really cripple a small agency where it requires all these people to be trained, which all people are trained, but it pretty much put a damper on part-time people. But we worked through it. We went over to DLCJT to a graduation. Eddie got with the commissioner, sat down. Everybody's ideals, we worked through it. That's why you all created some other positions as call takers to get us through the hard times so we're compliant. We are compliant. We're going to go up in a couple of weeks to Greenup County, the guy that's on the 911 Services Board, get some ideas from him. He's been a great help to us. I can't say enough about Jeannie Gwynn in Winchester. She has led us around in this grant process. She took a Friday night, let us go down, pretty much said, you need this, this, this. We got everything that she said we needed. And, Jeannie in Winchester has been great. And that's all I can say. But tonight, before you all leave, I'd like, as long as there's a supervisor here, we can walk through, general public, anybody can look at this system because, in my opinion, it's a small town, it's state of the art. I mean, it's no longer junk with cables all in the floors. It's a professional system. Sure is.
And I'll be the first to say that I would not be a dispatcher. You can't pay me $30 an hour to be a dispatcher. The stress and stuff, it's all. I commend them for doing it.
I'd also I've got a part-time person. Let me go ahead and do that now.
Yeah.
I've got a part-time person, and I've explained to you all before this process at DLCJT. We became great friends with DLCJT. We have
That's Department of Criminal Justice Training.
Yes, in Richmond. We have Leanne Boyle's personal cell number. Anytime, day or night, I can call her and get an answer. We have a part-time lady here. After she goes through the hoops and the phases there, not the academy, she's part-time, and I'd like to go ahead and get the court's approval to make her full-time after she does the phases, and she'll be by the one-year contract to maintain employment 1 year after academy graduation.
Any questions on that? Motion made by JL. Second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries.
Thank you. And like I said, she'll be about the $13 an hour. After the academy, she'll get the $1 raise. After 6 months, she'll get the 50-cent raise per the county's policy and procedure.
Since we're kind of reviewing, I'd just like to bring up something that we always talk about, and it's a great big deal to this county, is the tourism industry. We love it. It brings money to Baldwin, Powell, all the county. But with that comes a great strain on us. And I'll go back to the snowstorm that we had. One day, search and rescue, state police, fire department, ambulance service, myself, Eddie, some others, volunteers, was all tied up the whole day for tourism. And the cabin issue up there was a total mess, and that guy was on me to get a salt truck up there. Well, it's not a county road, we're not gonna salt it. You could not even get the side by side of it, We go up the road, it was 2 cars crashed on it. We're so lucky nobody got killed or our firemen didn't get hurt in that situation.
The sheriff got run over. Danny, we heard this yell from the radio, and it was Danny. A car was coming over that hill, just could not stop.
So the story is that it was a complete mess. One car went on the bank, I think had 4 passengers in it. They were all transported no sooner than got those people out. Another car come and landed on top of it. All these people were working at the same time. The fire department had a side-by-side that they could get this. Not only did those people in the car wreck, there was, I'm guessing, 20 other people in those cabins that couldn't get out. And it was, 5 degrees? So they were transported out by the side-by-side. I hauled some to the firehouse, the other people hauled them so they could get warm. Some of them had to rent a car because they couldn't get the car out and go back to Murray Way and all that. Now, as soon as we got tech cleared, we had 4 goobers camped out on top of Courthouse Rock. Why anybody go in a snowstorm and camp on Courthouse Rock? And thank God for a Red Star and a search and rescue. They get there and realize that there's no way safely that you could rope these folks. And and we were thankful that the search and rescue and Red Star and all them had worked with the state police before and practiced and trained together. This pilot, he's as far as I'm concerned, he walks on water. To see him land was not Courthouse Rock. I have never seen that before in my life, and I've carried a medium out of the gorge, Eddie and I both have. To do that in the middle of the day and daylight is one thing. To do it in a snowstorm is another. Some of the videos that those guys with the body cam and stuff, I'm glad I wasn't in a helicopter, and I thank God I got enough sense when I go camping in a snowstorm on Courthouse Rock. But I got to take those young men back to their vehicle. After they were checked out, they were flown to the firehouse. Some of them had a little small frostbite, whatever. But they got one of JL's famous sermons on the way back. So what I'm getting to is, it's great about tourism, but I don't know what the helicopter cost an hour. I'm sure it's expensive. And if you count up all the people working there, that one day, and due to volunteers and state police helping, I'd be willing to bet it was $400,000 that would have cost. And that's tourism. That was resources. And we were lucky that something else didn't happen in the county. With icy roads, our county road department had done a better job on the county roads than the state roads was. And I think, in fact, you all helped the state road at some point in time, some roads. So that's the thing I'll make a point of is we looking forward to precinct tourism. We got to plan better for these things happening. We should all work together. All the training that these guys have done and over the years, it all fell in place. And and then this guy that built that road, he was raving hell. I said, well, I can promise you one thing, that will, as it is, will never be a county road. You'll have to do a lot of work on it before it's a county road. I don't care about your cabins. It's your property, you fix the road.
We mapped that, part of that back in the summer. We had to use 4-wheel drive to get to those cabins on top of those.
So you imagine those fellas families woke up that morning, and it's solid ice, and then why they even tried to get, I don't know, but just lucky nobody got hurt, just thankful.
Very true.
Easily the car could have landed on our ambulance service and fire department, getting those other people out of the car. And then we rescued about 5 Amish people that were building the camp. They got scared. They got in the ditch on me. And I asked them, I said, why didn't y'all bring your horses? They were nice about it.
It was an interesting day, that's for sure.
Yeah. But that's how key the dispatch is, and everybody, all the different agencies working together, and no one got hurt. We saved everybody. So something that I'm very proud of over the years of being a part of that. Me and Eddie's been doing this our whole lives. So.
We may add, this radio system here was horrible. Which Eddie along with CSEP, Dave Rohr out of Cincinnati, he's put all new microwave systems in. We still got a few spots. You know, it's digital, that it's not the best reception, but he's had all new these repeaters replaced. We use maybe 1 repeater for the whole county. That's why nobody had radio service. You know, it's up and he's got the repeaters to go in these mobile repeaters for one of these vehicles, these emergency vehicles. As Dave gets the license set up, so it's all an add-on. It's all an add-on.
I took that idea, step forward with my company. Now my flaggers are like mobile repeaters and truck.
All right, we'll go ahead and, another one, there are a couple people here that we kind of forget about. You know, one of them in particular that's very important to our whole county, that provides a service that nobody ever says anything to her about. And look at her, she's over there working now. Connie, our county treasurer, you know, between Connie and Kevin and Stephanie, they keep me out of trouble. All right, it's hard, but they do a wonderful job, and we don't say enough how much we appreciate what they do, and they do an excellent job. And I'm totally serious whenever I say they keep me out of trouble, because they do. But Connie, thank you for what you do. We do appreciate it. Kevin, I'm gonna let you speak for just a second. Step on up here, Bubby. I mean, sir. This is Kevin Knoll. He's our assistant tax administrator. And Kevin was hired in September?
No. October 25th. Roughly.
But well, you know, Kevin, we'll explain a little bit about what you do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
Yeah. Back to Connie. She comes in probably 2 hours before everybody, every day of the week. And a lot of days she stays after everybody leaves. Unbelievable what she does.
She's here around 6 o'clock in the morning, every morning.
And the phones and the cell phones all blowing up all day long. But, yeah, I'd be a nervous wreck if I was her. Since last meeting, we got an additional $6,450 in business license fees, an additional 32 business licenses. So that brings the total now up to $49,725, a total of 245 records. We did recover a little over $9,000 in occupational taxes, and that's an issue that we need to address going forward. It's money being withheld out of people's paychecks. Businesses are hanging on to it, they're not sending them in on time. And it's money we need for our budget. But roughly a little over $9,000 for that. I didn't talk with Connie about this. But from same period of 2022 to 2023, quarter one this year in occupational taxes, we pulled in a little over $15,000 more than what we did the prior year. Quarter two, we pulled in a little over $22,000 than we did the prior year. Quarter three, we pulled in a little over $44,000 than we did the prior year. Right now, we're still waiting on the finals to come in on this quarter, but we're already above where we were, but it's not as impressive as those numbers. But, I guess the main thing to look at is having businesses in town. Gonna hopefully get a little help from the governor there. And, help us with issues that we need with the services we provide for people in the county.
And this thing that we get hard hit on is, it's not a new thing that we've started, you know, as far as occupational taxes and stuff. Now, we did do a business license, and, you know, that's brought in a little bit of money. But, you know, and, you know, people hate different things, but the thing about it is, if we don't do something, we're gonna go broke. That's as simple as that. You know, so we have to do stuff without raising taxes and stuff like that. You know, we have to make a little bit of extra money. That way we can survive. That's the main thing. You know, Kevin's doing a wonderful job. That, you know, prior to coming in, you know, well, actually, whenever I first came in, we had what they call the tax enforcer, and I hate that. I hate that name. Because, you know, every time you say tax enforcer, it's like you look at Guido with a baseball bat saying, "You're going to pay your taxes or we're going to beat you up." I don't like that. So we kind of changed that name and everything. But I was talking to the tax enforcer, okay, and basically he was operating. I asked him how he did it. He said, well, basically they give me a list and I go out and tell them that they owe money, okay. And, you know, they couldn't tell them how much money they owed or anything like that. It's just they owed. And, you know, the current list that we had was dated back in 2020. And so that's how far behind they were. So we're trying to play catch up on this. And so, you know, I know some people don't like it and, you know, everything, but, you know, we are treating everybody equal. You know, they're you know, everybody gets treated the same, so we are doing that. So we're making a little bit of extra money, and you know, that way we can keep our services going. People say, well, $50,000 ain't much, you know, but you know, everything helps. But thank you, Kevin. We appreciate what you did.
Thank you for the time.
Next is I guess I should. You have anything else? Connie, do you have anything?
I do not.
Okay.
They didn't put us in animal shelter.
Huh?
Animal shelter.
Yeah.
We got the flooring finished at the animal shelter, and they got all the new gates up. And right now, I think the inmates used to take about 2 hours to clean all the cages, and now they can do it in about 30 minutes. The floors made that big of a difference. If you saw pictures of it, it looks amazing how good it looks. We got a new part-time animal control person working part-time, helping Justin and Teresa out. She's been working out great. We've got a new animal box this year back in the truck that's made Justin's life a lot easier and a lot safer dealing with the animals. And all that there's no grant money. You know, we had to pay for everything, every bit of that. So it's all working out good at the animal shelter.
It was well worth it.
Yes.
You know, the upgrades was around $16,000. The box for the truck was around 8,500, 9,000 and stuff, but great upgrades. And anybody that's over around the animal control or animal shelter, stop in and take a look at it. You know, it's a nice place. They replaced all the gates and stuff, so it looks good. Dedicated. Justin was here, but I don't know where he's at now. Oh, is he back there? I don't see him. But anything else on our departments? Anybody else miss anybody on departments? All right. Next thing we'll do is go over district updates. We'll start over at Chad. Last time we started mine, so.
Nothing really going on. Just everything's looking okay. Road crew's doing a good job. So that last snowstorm we had, I think I had one complaint, but it wasn't nothing making big. It was just ice.
They all called me.
It's Andy's fault. So.
Yeah.
But everything's pretty good in Michigan.
Good. Dale?
Everything's good. Mine's county, and as my district has grown, I'm trying to visit the new people that's in my district now. So to let them know that there's gonna be representatives. Our community road crew, we didn't really have any, just some issues, and they were all over it, and I went with them, and so everything should be good. I appreciate the animal shelter, what's been done out there, because I'm a big dog, cat lover, and all that. And it's awesome, something to be proud of. Time's all good.
Good. I've talked to Patrick about some things.
Same about Patrick, that there's some land trees and beaver dam.
That ain't yours no more. Come on.
I like it though.
Well, they won't give it up.
All right, on my part, my update, again, over the last year, it's been a great year. God, it's went by so fast, but, one thing I want to make sure everybody understands is whenever we mention about the upgrades and all this, we're not disrespecting any previous administration or anything like that. But we're proud of the things that we've accomplished. And, where we came in, talking about the computer system, the dispatch computers was the Windows 7. In our office with Connie, working with millions of dollars, was it Windows 7s or XP? It was hers was Windows 7s. Stephanie's was Windows 7s. Mine was Windows 7s. And the state cybersecurity team, they whenever I told them that, they told me shut up. They said, please don't say that because it's not true. I said, yeah, it is true. And they said a 7-year-old can get through, they can break those computers and stuff. So since then, we've upgraded all of our computers. We have brand new computers. What grades and stuff they are, I have no idea, but they're brand new. Our firewall, our security stuff has all been upgraded, and that's great. Now, things that we've been doing, we did have a meeting with Governor Beshear and Rocky Atkins about 8 or 9 days ago, and we talked to them about the Clay City Industrial Park. And basically, where the governor came up, I said, hey, I want to take you and show you what we don't have. And we went down through there, and I said, we don't have an industrial park there. We went down the second exit, I had a second entrance. I said, we don't have an industrial park there. And so he went up and looked at it, came back, Chad, Dennis, and Brian, along with Stanton City Mayor, Clay City Mayor, and myself, we stood up in the parking lot of Park and Ride and talked to the governor about it. Governor was very, very supportive of us for the Clay City Industrial Park. I got an email. We've actually put in grants for ARC grant for almost $600,000, and we put in a KDPI grant, a state grant for $319,000. We have received the KDPI grant for $319,000. Received an email from the governor's office. Actually been last Thursday, but we were on Thursday, Friday, North Carolina. Got it this yesterday morning. The governor and our commissioner of Department of Local Governments has made an announcement that our preliminary ARC grant is going to a full grant. They want us to apply for the full grant and talk to representatives in the governor's office and stuff. And they said, whenever you do that, you've got the money. So, within a week, we've gotten word that Clay City Industrial Park is a go. We're going to build a Clay City Industrial Park. So that's almost $1 million. Like we said before, we received $94,000 on the cybersecurity grant. I forget the money on the 911 grant.
$15,600.
Yeah, $15,000. So we're going in the right direction. We talked to the governor about upgrading our road out here from Reed Court all the way to the bottom of, actually to Sons Road, going from 2-lane, what it is now, to 3-lane, and giving us better access to the industrial park here in Stanton.
And the governor was very, very receptive on that. Rocky, we've already sent him the information on that upgrades and stuff, and they're looking to try to fund that for us. So that's great. Along with that, I discussed the new health department with our governor, and he's very receptive to that. He gave us some information and stuff on how and what we need to do as far as getting grants through the CBDG block grant. And, you know, everything's looking great. You know, the thing about it is we're asking for a lot, we're getting a lot, and, you know, we're working for the people. You know, that's the thing, you know, very proud. You know, and again, you know, I always say this, and I invite them, but these guys around me, you know, it's not look what I do, it's look what we do. And we work for you guys over here, and you know, that's the main thing. We're in the right direction, so we're working to try to get everything going and you know, progress Powell County. So you know, that's where we're at now. We're looking at several different grant processes and stuff. Actually, we're going to Frankfurt in the morning on some things. So. You know, it's looking good, So that's about, and I know whenever I leave, I go, oh, I forgot to tell this or that, but that's where we're at right now. You know, I'm giving kudos to everybody, and one person that, again, like Connie and Kevin back there, they never get kudos, is our county attorney, Robert. Yes, you. Robert, you know, I never tell him enough, but thank you for the time that you take to come over and talk to me and direct me in the right direction and give me great legal advice. And, you know, we don't thank these people enough, but I do appreciate it. You know, we talk about Team Kentucky is Team Powell County. And that's what we're doing.
So I make you sit behind me and keep me in the chair by something.
But that's all I've got to say on that. So, but guys, you know, every one of you, you know, and basically this is a year-end review of what we've done in the past, and it's that first year started off great, and you know, we're going up. You know, that's it.
There's a bunch of projects we've done.
Oh God, yeah.
Some of the water, the search mission, some of the stuff they've done. The Roslyn thing with the boat ramp.
Boat ramp, yep. And before I forget, you know, and sorry to interrupt you, but I just thought about this.
We've been doing it 30 years.
But one of the things that you know, I think recognition also is that somebody in here has located this $115,000 on a project that had been going on for a little bit, and he got it back for us. He's getting it back for us. But Robert King, you know, again, you know, it's everybody working together. You know, people might not think $115,000 is a lot of money, but I do. And again, Robert, thank you so much. Now I'll shut up. Let's go ahead and go on to items to be discussed. Next thing is Brandon Farmer with Powell Patriot newspaper. Brandon?
Yes. So, just kind of give you guys an update. Presented last month how we were planning to go to the 25-cent charge to bring us finally into compliance with the state of Kentucky. So, as of January 23rd, we have officially launched a 25-cent charge and kind of met that upon our requirement. So I think so what I've got here is just kind of our registration with the state of Kentucky, just showing, you know, our business, our SIN name, and our annual report. So if you want anything else, just let me know. But yeah, I would like to. So was it last Tuesday? The city of Stanton voted to make Powell County Patriot the official paper of Stanton. So I'd like to come to the court today and kind of ask you all for similar consideration if you're going to adopt us as the official county paper.
I make a motion. Can I, before you vote on that, can I speak for a minute? I missed the public comment section. I was running a little late. I do apologize. It's at your discretion, I do believe. And if not, that's okay.
I don't think it's mandatory that you sign on the reliable speed. I think that's, it's just one to allow them to do it.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, you care if I come up there? I've actually got a little package. All right. I appreciate you all making time for it because I've been a crazy couple of days. So I put together a little packet here. And what do you do? I don't know where to stand. I took up a lot of real estate. What if I stand right here? Some of you probably definitely don't know me, but my name is Alan Halsey, and I do the Swift Creek Courier. We've been here for about a year. Moved in last January following the closure of the Clay City Times in December of 22. Yeah. So, we ended up here because we had several Powell County subscribers anyway. And I was unaware the Clay City Times had been closed. But whenever they closed, we got an abundance of Powell County subscribers. So we thought, well, maybe we should branch out and move that way and just see what it goes. And that was very well received, and it's still going real well. We gain subscribers every day. It's going very good. The main thing with the packet is the KRS that stipulates what qualifies as a legal newspaper. And there's a lot to it. I fought this battle 8 years ago when we did it in Wolf County, and it takes a long time. And there's several things. So that was actually what I'm doing here. I think I'm confident we're the only one qualified to be a legal newspaper legally. That's the KRS is there too. And I mean no disrespect to the Patriot or whatever. It takes time. It's you've got to be in business 2 years. You have to hold a periodical permit. There's a here. You may say okay. But I've attached the KRS there that's got the details. I've actually been looking for somebody to cover meetings because, and I apologize, I've not been to one. I'm spread pretty thin actually, but Powell County is very much on a good path. It honestly is. I've said and I've listened, and you guys are making some tremendous headway, and it's definitely to be commended because following the pandemic, a lot of counties are not making tremendous headway. I'm not sure Wolf County's headed in a real solid direction, and I'll say that to anybody. But Powell is moving in a good direction, it seems to be, with everything that's going on. So, but that's what I'm doing. Is the legal newspaper. I think that the Patriot needs more time, and I mean no disrespect to that. And you can change that at any point you'd like to change it when they qualify, or you can do technically whatever you want to do. But we are very well received. I don't know right off how many subscribers we have in Powell, but several. We sell a large number of newspapers in Powell. That's got all the information you need on it. Does anybody have any questions for me whatsoever? Okay. All right. My phone number's on there. You can text me, call me, whatever you need to do. Regardless, we're going to continue to serve Powell, regardless of all that. I've had several people that will ask over the last, probably since about November, where the legal advertising is. Part of that is you have to have your periodical permit. The reason is so you can get one in the mail if you don't live here. But the KRS it's a complicated thing, but most of it makes sense when you have it explained to you. I had it explained to me several years ago, and I was like, well, it makes sense. And sometimes it's a difficult pill to swallow, but most of those things are there for a reason. Just to be sure that everybody has equal access and the same form. But, that's all I got.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
You gotta tell me,
motion on the table, JL, second by Brian. All in favor to accept Powell County Patriot as a Powell County newspaper, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed, likewise? Motion carries. All right. Next thing is, keep my spectacles on here. Motion to approve Powell County Sheriff's Department advancement per KRS 64-440. Any questions on that? All right. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Motion to accept the advancement. Second? Second by Mike Lockard. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries. Motion to approve resolution for Clay City Floodplain Management System. And any questions, discussion on this floodplain?
This is the second phase of what we're.
It's the second phase, yeah. Motion made by Mike Lockard, second by Dennis. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Motion carries. Next is motion to approve resolution and grant paperwork for jail arraignment equipment. This is under House Bill 1. This is something that it was already gone, but they're, correct me if I'm wrong, they're already using the arraignment system, aren't they? Aren't they?
It looks the same to me.
Yeah. The only thing on this is to get the grant, to get paid for, and need a resolution on that. I think it's for $55,000.
Yeah, in total, there's an invoice for $44,018, and then one for $55,598. They talked about this in the budget meeting, and it needs to be in ASAP so we can get this grant money. But I hadn't heard about it until in this email. So, but we'll get it signed and sent tomorrow. It's like $99,000, something a little over $99,000.
Any questions, comments? All right, motion. Motion by Chad.
I'll second.
Second by Brian. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? We'll do that one. Motion to approve 2024 incentive hours for Mike Lockard for KRS 64-5275, subsection 6. Any questions on that? Motion made by Dennis. Second by JL. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Next is a motion to approve 2024 incentive hours for Dennis Combs. Motion made. Second by Brian. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody don't like it? Anybody against it? All right, motion carries. And basically what this is each year, the magistrates and county judge and elected officials, they have to go to in-service training, and where they get 40 hours of in-service training, they get a training incentive. So this is what this is. This comes from the state. We don't pay it, the state does. So next is opioid settlement funding.
There's nothing to do with that, but KCO has hired a person that's gonna be over there, an advisor, to advise counties on how to spend that money. And so before they didn't have any input on that. So now we got somebody from KCO that will answer our questions and help us out. So.
Yeah, and also I've talked to Russ Coleman about it, and he actually hired 2 people for the AG's Attorney General's office to deal with that also, and he gave me their number and stuff, and so if you have any problems, be sure to call him too. So,
Are they gonna set up, we've had several requests and several good ideas. Are they gonna set up where we can follow up to them,
We've got a committee started. Eddie and myself and Neil with the jail, Stacy Crace with the health department, I think Doug Brewer with the school system, and Leander Knox with home health. We all got a committee to basically get a budget drafted for the 1.2 million, Tommy? That we're gonna get some opioid money on how to spend it, because it has to be exclusively for the treatment of opioid addictions. Can't be used for anything else. And if you don't spend it the right way, the pharmaceutical companies can come back and sue you, and you have to pay that money back. So all the counties in Kentucky are scared to spend this money, and everybody's hanging on to it, nobody's spending it, because there's no way you can call that will give you, the okay to spend it. They won't say, you know, yeah, you can spend it on this, you can spend it on that, they won't tell you that. So you're gonna have to do it on your own and make that decision. That's why it's important that KCO now has an advisor that can work with us to, you know, help us in the direction we decide to go.
Well, I meant that.
Yeah.
A solution for it.
Yeah.
Before it didn't make any sense.
Just basically still working on it, huh?
Well, we tried it, we're just afraid to spend it right now.
And, you know, and I agree, you know, until we get a definitive answer, you know, you know, and I don't know if you all heard Connie over at Growling or not, but she's a good watchdog of our opioid settlement, you know, and she, appreciate that. Any other discussion on the opioid funding? All right, next is, Beach Fork, board appointment, and, on this, board appointment, did everybody get a list of the names? Okay, but basically, Powell Valley Water, this is a recommendation of Powell Valley Water. They give us 3 names to go by, and the names are Mike Skidmore, Roger Holland, and Ann Baker. And any discussion?
Who's on that position right now?
Gary Baker.
Van, his wife?
She has expressed interest in it.
Chad, recommendations and.
I would usually go with the first one. Kendall gave us the list there, so.
Yeah, the first one on the list is Mike Skidmore.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah.
Mike's from Aiden County, I'll make a motion.
He used to work at the water plant.
Yeah. All right. Motion for Mike Skidmore, made by JL, seconded by Mike Locker. Any other discussion on any of the other two? Anybody else want to make any other? Okay. All in favor of Mike Skidmore being appointed to the Beach Fork Water Board, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. All right. Next thing is going into closed session per KRS 61-810, subsection 1F, and 61-810, subsection 1C. So other than the fiscal court members, we'll have everybody else to sit outside.